Attention, little people, I have an announcement.
These commentaries were originally recorded from April to June of 2024. I love the show and people and the focus of the positive, but with all that said, here's what is more. The guests love the show and people too, but are allowed to speak their mind. The critiques they share and opinions they bear are only theirs, not mine.
I think you mean ours?
Well, yeah.
Opinions are kinda like jellyfish, shiny and they're floating and change shape a lot. Not all opinions shared meant to reflect our true and current thought. These have been re-edited to keep the commentary in sync. I only muted what I wanted to cut so the track can show a link. So if you hear some silence, you'll understand why, folks. And me and Kev apologize for our incessant inside jokes. Lastly, not all commentaries turned out as good as others. Some days it didn't flow as well, but we always recovered.
And if you're not watching the show along with our commentary, you might be confused as to what we're talking about, which is kind of a given. But if you're like a crazy super fan who knows every detail of every episode, have at it. With all of that out of the way,
Enjoy the show!
Hey everybody, welcome back to the VeggieTales Fan-Commentaries. We were watching Abe and the Amazing Promise.
well,
I'm Kev Messick.
I'm gonna step out for 51 minutes and 26 seconds.
Awesome.
I'll be back.
Cool. So, help me out here, Bob.
We're trying to tell a little story. You see, me and Kev want to tell you all about Abraham and Sarah and the amazing promise from the Bible and how God provided even when they didn't think he would. But in order
how he turned into Sportacus.
Yes, right. And the Sparta remix.
Yeah.
But in order to do that, well, it might be best that you just watch
We need puppets and margarine. Oh,
well,
and that.
I was thinking pickles.
Ooh.
Pickles and peanut butter. I don't know why. It was just, a thought. Yeah. Never mind. Anyway, welcome back to VeggieTales Fan-Commentaries. I'm Bob the Tomato.
And I'm Kev Messick.
And, okay, so how does this episode start?
Deja vu!
Ooh, so I feel like,
Starts
recently,
with a deja vu.
we watched an episode like this, what was it called again, Mr. Kev?
It was called Weird Al Yankovic and the Ginormous,
No. It was called Josh and the Big Wall. Now, this part was a little bit frustrating to film because Junior wanted to end the show already. And if you recall, we were only a few minutes in. I had a whole story to tell, a whole production planned, and he was ready to go home and eat his cookies.
Bob, why did you laugh like that before you said cookies? That's kind of disturbing.
Well, it's just that I love the smell of cookies in the morning, and I love bran muffins. Anyway, if you notice, look closely, the shadows are much less noticeable.
Yeah, how did y'all do that?
Well, it was the lighting source. We had it coming from a different angle, so the darkness wouldn't be too prominent type of thing.
Right. Yeah, because you wanted VeggieTales to be brighter and more childlike, huh?
Was that Reginald? Anyway, time for me to go. Bye!
Bye, Bob!
Goodbye! Hey, Kev.
Hey, Finn, you won't believe what just happened.
What happened?
I burped.
Classic Kev. How'd you do it?
Well, you see, I summoned the demon burp god.
The demon burp god? You can't. No, we're watching VeggieTales.
He gave me 5 minutes worth of burps.
You can't summon the demon burp god when we're watching a Christian show. How would God feel about
that?
The shadows got a lot harder just now.
They did. Edit that out.
People can guess what you said. It shouldn't be too hard.
Yeah.
Hard. Okay. Her eyelids were very dark in that shot when they were like a few frames back.
My eyelids always feel like hers.
Huh?
Sorry.
Okay.
My eyelids are always twitching.
Oh yeah. I feel that. Mine do sometimes. Normally when I make them to be over dramatic and make people think I'm stressed out.
Mine do like every day or every other day.
Do you actually have eye twitching?
Yeah.
Dang. From stress or what?
I don't know if it's stress or just being tired or what.
Kev Messick needs a vacation. So yeah, this is very.
Break? I just had a break. I don't need another one.
I like the animation, not the animation, the way they kind of redid the whole Josh thing. Going back in time. I like the P's costumes. Not the costumes, the headsets. Those were always nice to see. I feel like this might have been one of the first episodes where they had that. No, that was Gideon. That was Gideon, right?
I believe so, yeah.
And the bonus countertop to Bob's Vacation, and the short that went with St. Nicholas about Larry getting shipped off.
You want to know something odd?
What's that?
On the cover, Bob has like a little scarf thingy.
Does he?
But he doesn't in the episode. Yeah.
I think you're right.
Go dig out one of your copies real quick.
You know what? I'll be right back.
So, how's it going, everybody? I'm alone now. Again. I think we're alone now. There doesn't seem to be anyone around. I think that we might get this video taken down for copyright infringement.
I think you're right. He does have
Mr. Finnegan.
Hi, Kev. He does have a scarf. It's blue and it's very thin.
Yeah.
So I feel like the Abe segment is like a glorified episode of the VeggieTales show.
Kinda, yeah.
It's cool. It's cool. I like it. It works for what it is, but it is not the highlight of the episode.
Yeah.
This is, I want to say, a rare instance, but probably not a rare instance where the title segment is less engaging than the B segment. The B segment is
possibly
10 times better, in my opinion, in this episode.
Yeah.
Sherlock, I liked both equally. Minnesota Cuke was probably better than Bully Trouble.
Yeah.
Tales from the Crisper was good. Daniel and the Lions might have been better. I guess I'd call the A segments the ones that were on the DVD cover.
Mm-hmm.
He's so fed up. He did get cranky here. I feel like he got just cranky enough, like silly cranky.
Okay, would you say Snoodlerella or Sweet Pea was better?
Oh, Sweet Pea for sure.
Yeah,
had better music.
Yeah.
More recognizable characters. Then again, Bob is the little coach in Sweet Pea, and he has Snoodle gloves, which is kind of cool.
Yeah.
I like how Bob's nose got squished. I kind of wish they. Oh, Lyle for sure. Definitely Lyle. I wish they had messed more with the characters' noses in the show, like when Bob's nose swells up in Dave, or the way it flattened here. I think it's cool looking. Name more.
Let's see. I'm looking at my collection right now.
Lenny LeBeau or Robin Good?
Englishman or Dave? I mean, not Dave. King George.
Oh, King George. That's barely a competition.
Yeah.
That one is
some of these out as
it's
jokes.
such a quick B segment. It's like the equivalent of a silly song.
Yeah.
What about Lenny LeBeau or Robin Good? I feel like that one's easy.
Robin Good. Sweet.
Little House or Gooseville?
Ooh.
I'd say
I'm gonna be
House.
honest with you. That episode gets a lot of hate, but I really don't mind either segment.
I like them both. I feel like the lesson was delivered horribly in the Gooseville story, but I still like it.
Yeah.
I feel like it was just very poorly delivered, but also very entertaining.
Mm-hmm.
That's cute. When the Peas had kid voices, it was always cute.
Yeah. Okay, going up, St. Patrick or Sumo?
Going up. I think I'd go with going up. Sumo's cool too.
It's definitely my favorite.
Yeah, Sumo's cool too, but I think Going Up holds up better.
Honestly, in my opinion, Sumo might be the weakest one in the episode.
Maybe, yeah.
The weakest of the three.
I think I like it more than St. Patrick. St. Patrick's fun.
I laugh more
at
St. Patrick.
Yeah, I guess I'd have to watch the whole one again. It's also not one I went back and watched a lot. I played the heck out of the playset, but I never watched the episode a lot. I like
Snoodle or Jiggle. Snoodle.
Jiggle.
Please say Snoodle.
No, Dr. Jiggle all the way. No, Snoodle's tail.
Duke or Babysitter? I'd say Babysitter, maybe.
Nah, I think Duke. I like the whole joust between Larry and Lund.
Yeah.
It was more engaging. Laura is kind of more of a B-story character. I like her, but I don't know how she would hold up an episode by herself. Actually, I do. It's Princess and the Pop Star, and she did good. But
George Mueller or Gideon?
Yeah, Gideon had better music. George Mueller was really fun too. Those might be on par.
George Mueller was, I think,
I
almost said better story-wise, but I don't want to say that it was better than the Bible.
Why is her needle so big? So freaky.
It gets bigger throughout the episode too.
Does it really?
You're freaky.
I am freaky. Finnegan Freaky Row.
Let's get freaky in the commentary.
In the commentary. What is with those fish? They have eyes that are the color of their skin.
Yeah.
But yeah, about the episode.
Are there any others?
I do like the whole interviewing. No, you're good. I was gonna say I do like the whole interviewing the Bible character thing. They did actually redo that in the VeggieTales show. In Don't Give Up on Doing Good, they tried to do a similar thing, but it wasn't quite the same because they were on stage, and this one felt more real.
Yeah.
This one's interesting because the characters have to play themselves within a world where other characters are playing other characters type of thing. How's this one even work?
Mm-hmm.
How does this one work? I feel like every episode exists like in its own vacuum. They're all so weird and don't work together. Because like, how did Bob make the countertop do that, you know? And how are he and Junior faking the frustration?
Yes.
He's frozen. I would imagine that they told Paul to play.
It's a sham, Finn. It's a sham.
What I imagine is Junior and Bob are completely genuine, and Paul is playing Abraham, and they know he's playing Abraham, but they're legitimately trying to interview him about the story, and their frustration is genuine.
Yeah.
But they know it's Paul type of thing. They should know it's Paul. Poor sad sheep. Also, Jimmy Wynn. He deserved it. He should have eaten the pizza.
Yeah.
You kids! Look at Jimmy. All covered in pizza. How about... trying to think of another episode. How about... that might be it, actually. We might have named all the...
I think that's all.
We might have named all
the
episodes.
No, where did we start? Because...
Okay, Tales from the Crisper or Daniel in the Lion's Den?
I'd say Crisper.
I'd say Daniel. Actually, they might be tied. Grapes
they might
of
be
Wrath,
giants.
They may be. I built a little empire out of some crazy garbage.
Shout out to Gord.
Yes, I love Gord. I like Larry's Lagoon better than Grapes of Wrath. How about you?
Yeah, that's valid. Probably so.
Bob's glitching a bit.
Yeah. Okay. Flibber Lou or Gourds Must Be Crazy.
Gourds.
I'd say Gourds Must Be Crazy.
Definitely Gourds. Definitely Gourds. Although Flibber Lou has some good
and Benny
songs.
or Rack Shack and Benny.
Remolded. I like that she keeps hitting the same bread with the little wood thing. What's it called? The bread roller. I like that.
Yeah, the rolling pin.
Yeah, it's fun to watch.
Yeah.
Squishy bread.
Okay, Madame Blueberry Act 1 or Madame Blueberry Act 2?
Neither. Cookies in the Morning.
Valid.
Very Veggie Silly Stories or VeggieTales in the House?
In the house, for sure.
Thank you. Me too. East.
That's not even competition.
Yeah. Some people would think it is, but I disagree. Yeah. I like the backgrounds; they're very well painted.
In the house or on TV?
In the house had more to offer. On TV had some funny stuff. I feel like they're hard to compare. I feel like those two aren't really comparable because they're so different. Because, like, am I including the classic episodes being included? Because, like, ultimately, if you're counting the whole episode, maybe on TV. If you're just counting the new stuff, they're pretty on par.
Yeah.
It's tough. Then again, there are some episodes of In the House I like better than classic episodes. Like, this whole segment of Abe isn't very entertaining to me.
Yeah.
Parts of it are.
Are you saying the Bible isn't entertaining, Finn?
No, well, sometimes, but it doesn't have to be entertaining, you know?
Yeah.
It's not. I wouldn't say the Bible is always entertaining.
Finnegan Rowe exposed for being anti-Bible.
No. It's just not always entertaining, but, you know, it's not meant to be. Meant to be more informative. Sometimes it's entertaining, sometimes it's just informative. Like when I'm reading through Joseph's family tree and it's 2 chapters of names that I can't pronounce, I can't say I'm like invested, but I do care about it.
Yeah.
I like Hoo did a great job. Very squishy, very fun. We
love
story.
Hoo-Hoo.
The pacing is fine. I think the pacing's fine. There are lots of funny moments that really Junior got wall-eyed. There are lots of funny moments in here that make it engaging, but I do feel like there's a lot of, I don't know. I feel like the Abe segment drags a little. I don't know. It never interested me as much as Blunders. Sometimes I'll rewatch this episode, but just watch Blunders. I'll skip to the silly song and start there. It's just not one of my top favorites. I like it, but it doesn't stand out to me as the most interesting episode.
That's fair, yeah.
Because they're telling a story. They're not really. I like the Bible stories like Josh, where they're acting and you're really in it. But instead, it's like a reality show type of thing, like where he's on not a reality show, a talk show. He's telling a story, and they're showing a few bits of visuals of the story happening, but not enough to make it. Like I said, it's like a glorified VeggieTales show episode. What do you think about it?
I think that it is Abe and the Amazing Promise.
Okay. I mean, I guess you're right. Indisputably.
Yep.
Actually, no. It is Abe and the Amazing Promise, segment 1.
Ooh, true.
It's a great place to stop.
But what happens? The segment. The segment called Abe and the Amazing Promise?
It's called Abraham segment story. Abraham story.
Oh, okay.
It's just called Abraham. The DVD is called Abe and the Amazing Promise. The segment is called Abe. It's cute. I like it.
So is Blunders and Booville the Amazing Promise?
Yes. The Amazing Promise of a solid episode.
Is Blunders and Booville the Amazing Promise?
I would say yes, because like they promised a really engaging episode, and this was just kind of a cute one-time watch. And Blunders I could watch every day. I put that on the same tier as Snoodle's Tale, where it's cute and I like it, but I wouldn't watch it over and over again because I kind of get the point once or twice, you know. I think
Snoodle's Tale is very high up there for me.
I like it. I could watch Dr. Jiggle and I could watch Blunders all the time because I'm
we're about to see a huge lunt mouth.
There it is.
Just take a seat. He'll be right with you. Oh boy.
You can tell that he was not modeled to have his mouth be stretched out that wide because his teeth don't continue past a certain point.
Yeah, they end.
Yeah.
He has one line of teeth. They don't even like curve back. They're just lines of teeth. Make for some.
I like this song.
Me too.
This is a cute song.
I like the whole part in the end where he goes, accidentally sneeze on your neighbor, do them a favor, offer them coffee.
Offer them coffee and cum cake and maybe a small side of french fries.
Soon they will realize it was an accident.
That's what they say.
Yeah. Soon they will realize it was an accident. And then it kind of fades out. I didn't know what they said for the longest time. I had to look up subtitles. Within the past year or so, I learned it.
Nice.
I never really thought about it. I wasn't sure if they were really saying anything, to be honest. Squint at the sun. Pepper.
Peppy.
Chew. See what they did there? Also, like we said in the pistachio commentary, the shelves are wacky, which is nice. The windows are wacky.
Wacky shelves.
Go, 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 go. Sneezing when exposed to bright light. 25% of the population, including Dirk. You cut off when you said Spain. I could tell it was going to be good, though.
Darn.
That was a nice sneeze. Bob, for lack of better words, you know what? I'm not going to say it. I'm not going to say what he did. I'll say this. It's a modern word that I find very funny that means holding back for a long time. If you know, you know. Bob, you know. That's what he did with his season. The lighting is strange because sometimes they look very light and sometimes they look very saturated. Like when he's closer up, he looks kind of light. When it cuts back, he's more saturated. Good song. Really cute. I love the instrumentals. It gives I'm very nostalgic for it. I remember going out with my Nana to the Christian bookstore and buying this and Noah's Umbrella together. And I didn't know
that's nice.
I didn't know this one existed. I think I'd been waiting for Noah. Maybe not. Maybe I think that was at the point where I didn't know what episode was coming next and I didn't pay attention to trailers. I just bought them if it looked new. I would go and be like, oh, I haven't seen that one and buy it type of thing. But I bought these two together. Nice zoom right there. His house is very wacky. The house having wacky angles is a reference to Rack Shack and Benny Remolded.
Whoa, really?
I'm done with the Rack Shack and Benny Remolded reference joke. I feel like I'm wearing that one out.
You're done with Rack Shack and Benny Remolded?
I've moved on. No,
That's
actually,
not very nice.
I rewatch it frequently. I was just looking at it today. Yeah, I know. He should have gone, yeah, I know. Larry's hat is kind of weird. What is it?
It's almost it's kind of tri-cornered hat.
I guess. Also, if somebody asks what your favorite VeggieTales episode is, can you say a segment? Because, like, Abe and the Amazing Promise is not my favorite VeggieTales episode, but Blunders and Booville is in my top 5. So how would I say that? Abe as a whole is not in my top 5. The segment drags.
You could say the second segment. You could say the second segment of Abe and the Amazing Promise.
Yeah, fair enough. It is definitely a top 5.
But your favorite, your all-around favorite episode is obviously King George and the Ducky, right? Because it's the best.
Well, that's just Joe,
right?
Is that your favorite too?
And me. Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that. My favorite. You've definitely told me. I just forgot. My favorite episode. If you're talking about anything VeggieTales, Jonah, but Jonah's not an episode. So my favorite episode would maybe be. It changes. My favorite episode changes depending on the day. Like sometimes it's Lyle, sometimes it's like Blunders and Booville is one that's very, very sweet to me, very special to me. It was Where's God When I'm Scared for the longest time. Whenever I was a kid, it was Celery Night Fever. I really liked Celery Night Fever.
Nice.
Hack Larry's always been up there. I like how the tooth is so over top of the wrench. And the sandwich, making a sandwich with 2 pieces of bread is very funny to me. I really like that joke. Also, all the wacky angles and stuff. Like I said earlier, they're doing a good job with that. Keeping when did they lose that? I feel like they lost that as time went on.
They sort of like lost it, got it back, lost it, got it back, you know?
The VeggieTales show, I feel like
it would come back sporadically.
Yeah, I guess so. I feel like the VeggieTales show really lost it.
Yeah.
Like if somebody told me VeggieTales past 2003 was not good, I would make them watch this episode. The diesel flavor. That also looks nothing like a waffle. It looks like a pancake that somebody punched. A punched pancake, if you will. But like if somebody said, I don't like later VeggieTales.
That was my nickname in high school.
I believe it. The pancake punk.
The punched pancake.
The punched pancake. We should start a restaurant called the Punched Pancake.
We should.
When
me, you, and Joe all live together. Yeah, me and you in the kitchen. Joe will be the waiter.
That would be crazy. Come on, Larry. Come on, Larry. And oof, there it is. So he's gonna launch it. I don't think I ever got that. I'm just now realizing he's launching them with the rope. I never got that.
Really?
I never got that. I didn't know what he was doing. I was so busy singing along that I didn't catch that. Also, Bob has a little scarf in this one. I guess if I didn't want him to have a scarf in both,
yeah.
I guess.
Odd.
That's my guess, is they didn't want him to have a scarf in both segments.
Yeah.
How? How? Underwear joke. Funny.
Unless it's right now.
Are those the same underwear?
That one didn't go over very well with the church crowd. They are the same underwear, yeah.
I thought it was. Larry Lunt commentary. We should commentate on the Larry Lunt commentary. There's that frame.
Jimmy's hair here. He looks so good with that hair.
He does. There was a frame a second ago that I spammed in every channel of a server, but luckily it was a server of people who were as stupid as me, and also I co-founded it, so I could do that.
I remember that.
La Mancha, for those who know. Hello. Don't ask.
I remember Joe drawing that frame too.
He did. He did a good job too. Thingies.
Yep.
Good song. Also, it matches the Cartoon Adventures instrumental perfectly.
Really?
You know what? Every time I watch these episodes, I remember a video I made pertaining to them. And if I can remember a video I made that I still like, I like to reshare it. So at the end of this commentary, I'm going to show that. I'm going to show that.
All right.
It's worth seeing. It matches very well. Need to get it right unless it's right now. At this point, Bob just finds it silly and annoying type of thing. You know, he's like,
yeah,
those guys, all like my friend. They're all like him. They're all like him. They're all, impatient. And then it almost kills him. And he's like, okay, I'm done.
Mm-hmm. My friend actually recently matched up SUV with the Larry Boy theme song. Like
really?
the Cartoon Adventures one. Yeah.
Interesting. Would I know this friend?
Probably not.
A Wiggles guy?
Her YouTube channel. No, her YouTube channel is called Jessica Good. She's done a couple of Veggie related things before.
I don't think I've ever seen her.
She goes by Filbert. Shout out to you, Filbert.
Does she actually?
Sometimes, yeah. In some circles, I think.
I like it.
Yeah.
What are the chances that Filbert is listening?
Probably not very high, but she's seen some of your stuff before.
Oh, like what?
Ambiguous Aussie.
Oh, of course.
For one. Yeah. I can't remember what else, but I've shared some stuff with her.
I love this dance here. I love the mentor and inventor every whim true. I'm doing it right now.
Very Broadway.
Bob was so shocked. He was astounded. He was flabbergasted.
Wrong.
Left wrong. Very, very good song. It makes me so happy. I am smiling watching this. Like I said, if somebody said I don't like later VeggieTales, I would make them watch this episode. It is peak. It is
all
so
the scallions have mouths in this one.
Some do, some don't. Scallion.
Oh, really?
This was the one. It was most noticeable where they don't have mouths. Mouths.
I always thought Tom and Huck was.
No, this one. Watch the "Willing to Wait" song in the end. It used to freak me out because they would just stand there and sway with their mouths not moving because they didn't have mouths.
Oh yeah, that's right. Do you know what I just realized?
What?
When we did our Tom and Huck commentary, we never pointed out that your name is Finn, and Huckleberry Finn.
Oh, true.
We never made a joke about that.
No, you're right.
It's like the most obvious joke.
You're right. I don't think we mentioned that. Do you listen back to these after they're out?
Bits and pieces. Like I skim through them.
Same. I don't like hearing myself talk, so
same.
I don't tend to listen.
I don't like hearing you talk either.
Most people don't.
That's not true. You've got hundreds of loyal fans, and everybody at work. Everybody you work with likes you.
I mean, that does seem to be true. Use the glue!
Yeah. All the girls like you.
Well, a handful of them. I'm not looking. There he goes.
Because
Boom.
you've got me.
Because I've got you.
me, and I'm enough.
They just don't know. Kev fills the void for now. I don't like how that sounded. Never mind.
For now.
Larry's eyelids get very dark at one point in here. Watch closely. I think it's this scene. Actually, I'm sure it is. I like when the characters are smudged and stained, even though their mouths
remolded reference.
Exactly. Their mouths just open up over the stains. The VeggieTales show, one thing I'll give them is the way the mouths were built, they moved with them. Larry's eyes got so whacked there too.
Yeah.
Did you notice too?
They didn't get dark yet, did they?
No, not yet. That might be.
What were you saying? Did I notice who what?
Larry's eyes get wacky when he says Cocoa
Oh,
Puffs. Yeah. But no, their mouths open over the stains and smudges, and I feel like the VeggieTales show did fix that. Like when Mr. Lunt has chocolate on his face in Power of Love, it's moving with his mouth, which is nice. The beards and mustaches move with their mouths. Sounds like something important. Of course he'd say that. I bet he said that because he's hungry.
I don't think so.
Why do you think he said that?
I think he said that because lunch was about to be served, regardless of whether he's hungry or not.
I guess.
Yeah.
Hold up, give me 1 second. Say something interesting.
Something interesting.
But keep saying interesting things for 1 second while I respond to an important message. My phone just did the little buzzy, and I turned it around, and I was like, "Oops, I should respond to this."
So here you can see the banner that says the Boo Boo Bird Festival. This may be a reference to banners, which you can see all over the place, really, if you're looking for them, like on the side of the road sometimes. Sometimes you'll see them in buildings or in front of buildings. And one of those carrot guys looked really good. I liked his hair.
I'm back.
Hi, back. I'm Kev.
Hi, Kev. I'm your father. It's his book.
No!
Enter Charlie Pincher.
Oh.
Genuinely,
So, guys, I'm gonna
keep
on the commentary. My dad. How's it going, Dad?
Big back, baby back ribs.
That's what he always says. Silly Dad.
Big back, baby back ribs. Oh, yeah.
So, Dad, who are you voting for this election season?
Donald Biden. Because they're the only two candidates who can run, apparently. I mean, eyelids. I had 3 shots. Iconic quote.
Edit that out. I like the smiley face.
3. Me too. It's the foodalator too.
It's so wacky.
Did you know that? Never mind. I'm not going to do that gag again. The little half smiles in this episode are cute. I feel like we get a few of them.
Mm-hmm.
Charlie Pincher looks nice. I feel like there were a couple times in Pistachio.
He's so slay.
He is. There were a couple times in Pistachio and maybe this episode where Charlie Pincher's mouth opens up under his chin type of thing, which looks odd.
Mm-hmm.
The animation looks nice here though. Genuine. I'm going to keep gushing. Yeah. I love this episode. I love the train track leading into the little mouse hole in the wall. The whole feeling of the museum.
Mm-hmm.
I just really, really like this episode.
I just really, really like you.
Thank you. I like you too.
My pleasure. Oh,
It's so good. It's definitely a top 5. Every time I watch it, I get like a happy feeling. I can't describe it.
yeah.
How do you feel about this episode? What do you think about Blunders and Booville specifically?
Blunders and Booville starring the Boo Boo Bird.
Correct. But
That's
but
what I think.
do you like it though?
Yes, it's very cute and fun.
How would you compare it to what you
nice.
consider the best episodes ever?
Ooh. I mean, I give it a solid like 8.5 out of 10.
Okay. I think it's chocked full of good music too, which is fun. I love that.
Yeah.
Yes.
It doesn't.
Yes.
It's funny, but it doesn't make me laugh as hard as like King George.
Oh well, I mean, yeah. It's less of the humor. I like the humor, but it's less of the humor and more of the story and the way it's delivered. The Bob and Larry friendship breakup thing is nice. I like an episode where the main characters have a big fight and get back together. There's a lot to it. This is the best song in the whole episode. Let's be silent for it. Ready? Good song. My number one favorite. There was a VeggieTales live stream one time.
Oh, me, Finn.
I would if I could, man. That channel that reviewed every VeggieTales episode, not Christian Nutrition, but the one that like ranked them all and had the thumbnail with all the characters and stuff. Maybe I don't know. They did a stream. They did a stream about VeggieTales, and they said recommend your favorite song in the chat. And I was like, okay. So I recommended that one as a joke, and they did not understand it was a joke, and they took it seriously, and they played it, and they were like, there's not much to that one. I don't know why it's their favorite, and they moved on. And I was like, man, I wanted them to watch it and be, understand it was a joke, but they did not. They didn't.
Yeah.
They thought it was genuinely my favorite song. I love the bubbles. I like the foam from the little stopper and dropper. This is also one of my favorite moments. I love how big the screws are in the background. If you look in that box on the shelf, look how huge they are. They're like human-sized.
Yeah.
So fun. His whole little studio, I guess. His little workspace reminds me of my mom's workplace out in the extra building we have at our house.
That's one place I haven't been.
I don't think you have. It's kind of like that.
House.
A little messier, a little more cluttered,
nice.
But, artistic things happen there. Artistic things happen. Oh.
Oh.
Frere Jacques, I like that. Do they use that joke more than once or not?
They might have.
I don't think so. Maybe not. Maybe they do.
I think this is also one of the few episodes where the B segment is longer than the A segment.
It is longer. You're right.
Yeah.
I like the mouth shapes in this episode, except for when they get too big. They look kind of fun. I like how Charlie Pincher's mouth was like on the side of his face at one point. All the side mouths look really nice. And the costumes are so cool.
Yeah.
They all look so... I don't know what time frame this is supposed to be taking place in, or what region or area. It feels like it's supposed to be something, and I don't know what it is. Colonial, maybe?
Yeah.
However you define colonial.
Possibly.
Colonial just feels like the right word. Back to the drawing board.
He should draw a bunny.
The bunny.
This is a reference to Rack Shack and Benny Remolded.
It is. When you make the joke, it's funny. I've made it too much. The Maurice scale.
Aww.
He can't use his friend.
I like this illustration of his mom. That's cute.
She is cute. She looks like she's singing.
Why?
She's going, oh.
Why is she like so fine though?
I guess
No comment.
VeggieTales moms are just like that.
VeggieTales moms are like Pixar moms times 10.
They're Pixar moms without the exaggerated curves, I guess.
Yeah.
It's working. It's working. The plant looks dead already. It's just growing and it looks dead.
Mm-hmm.
Why is that? Pick up his hammer.
Oh.
Oh, I just got a message from an individual I wasn't expecting to get a message from. It's very long too.
Is that a good thing or a bad thing?
I don't know what the message says, but I guess I'll read it later. I sure would like this person to quit messaging me. It's like a big paragraph as far as I'm concerned.
Well, I think I know who that is.
Like, bro, whatever. I'll read it later if I have time. Her one tooth is cute.
Yeah. She has a very good voice too. I like this voice.
Yeah, I would agree. Less serious. She's like oh, I like how they transition to like
This is cute.
the same pose,
Yeah.
but like to a different art style, and it is cute. Baby Larry's cute. Also, I pulled this scene in the opening to Noah's Umbrella whenever people say that Larry is a kid, which is still so weird to me that some people still say that. You know?
Yeah.
Because we've seen him as a kid.
Mm-hmm.
But whatever. I guess I understand it because he's one of those whimsical characters like SpongeBob that kind of act like kids.
Right.
Oh, that's a sad little frame. Bob walking away. I think the reason they got rid of the scarf in the Abe segment is because Bob has a very similar hat here, basically the same one but recolored, I think.
Yeah.
And a scarf. So if he had almost the exact same costume in both segments, it might be weird.
Yeah. That's fair.
That's my guess anyway. But his scarf on the front kind of represents both episodes. I would love a fan-made DVD cover of this segment. Like if this was the segment. That would look really cool. I can kind of imagine how it would look. I think the picture of Larry on the back of the DVD would be like in the front, and the characters would be like peeking out from behind him. If my editing skills were better, I'd try to make that. I might still try.
I might try too.
We should do it together.
Yeah.
I would like to see DVD covers of more of the B segments. We have one of Larry's Lagoon because foreign VeggieTales DVDs are, I guess regional. Not even foreign, just like a, I don't know what Englishman with an Omelet was. Just a weird out of country release. So
you just gave me a good idea for a fan-made media challenge in VTOD.
Like DVD covers for B segments?
Yeah.
Yeah, that would be cool.
Remember we did that art contest?
Oh, yeah. Well, if we do that, let's do it together. Let's be like, hey, look what we're doing.
Okay.
Picture it. I'm in the upper story of my house, which is pretty high up, as Kev knows. I am sitting at the desk near where Kev stood. I'm looking at the spot Kev stood right now. And now I'm looking out the window. You can see over the road. You can see my long driveway. And there's a car just kind of crawling through the neighborhood. Kind of freaky. I like the girl Boo Boo. Her beak is so goofy looking.
Yeah. She reminds me of Jemima.
The hair, I can see it. I can see it. Mouthless Scallion too. I kind of thought that too, actually. I like big-haired characters.
Yeah.
Makes them have like a recognizable profile type of thing.
Mm-hmm.
I'm happy with how my design for Jemima came out.
Yeah, your characters passed the profile test or whatever it's called. I can't remember what, but
I think they do. I'm happy with
silhouette test,
finally
whatever.
Settled on and what I ended up doing. I like the curls in her hair. But we're not talking about my characters. We're talking about superior characters, VeggieTales. I like how that I like how they're more developed at least. I like how it almost stabbed Bob. I like the Boo Boo's tooth. I feel like a lot of these commentaries consist of me saying I like and then pointing out something about the episode. But genuinely, there's just so much I like about it, and I want to point it out. So that's why. I like how shamelessly he approaches Maurice here. Um, he's like, "Hey, Boo-Boo!" I always thought the Boo Boo Bird looked kind of stupid, but I've grown to like it. When I was little, I thought it looked too dorky, but I think it's perfect now. It feels like a Muppety looking creature.
It does, yeah. There was an episode of the Phil Vischer podcast where Phil was asked to sing the theme song as the Boo Boo Bird.
Really?
And he had no idea who that was.
Are you for real?
Yeah.
Weird. Did any of his co-hosts know? Did anyone say like, "Hey, that was from"? Really?
Really? He was like, "I could sing it in a Big Bird impression, but I don't know who the Boo Boo Bird is."
That's so weird. Why wouldn't he know that?
Yeah.
He must have been really hands off with this one.
Maybe. Yeah.
Or he just forgot. I guess he probably has a lot going on. I'm sure he is familiar with the segment. I'm sure if I messaged him and said, "Hey, do you know what Blunders and Booville is?" he would know.
Yeah.
I like that little high five gag. He goes, "Right."
I think maybe he isn't super attached to the things that he didn't make regarding VeggieTales, and I don't blame him at all, because you know, when you're being told no, you can't work with your own characters, you wouldn't necessarily want to, you know, be very fond of it.
Yeah, I guess so. I feel like he probably still has an appreciation. I'm sure there are episodes he didn't work on that he likes unobjectively.
Yeah.
You know, looking at them from objectively, looking at them from an objective standpoint.
Mm-hmm.
Also, the Boo Boo, the painting of the Boo Boo, his nostrils are on like the front of his beak. He used to be. I like when he says that Leon Meringue almost killed him. I like Larry's Willy Wonka hat too. Oh, clever.
Every time Finn opens his mouth.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
My pleasure. Have you gotten in the habit of saying "my pleasure" all the time yet?
Actually, I am a rebel. I don't say "my pleasure" at work unless my manager is right there. I say, "Absolutely, have a great day," because my pleasure feels so corporate, like I don't mean it. Why are there so many Scallion 3s?
Yeah.
I like the Bob.
And you're right,
tooth.
they don't have mouths.
No, they don't. And Bob's tooth was nice. Whole episode's just fun. The Scallion thing is creepy to me, but aside from that, I really like it. I like Jimmy's. That felt very Phil Vischer.
Yeah.
To talk about what we learned today. Be patient. Cordy's so squishy.
He is. I like him. He's got so much personality. He had more personality before he could talk.
He did, yeah. He definitely did. I feel like he
a bonus verse. Oh, I like this one. Look. That's cute. That's funny. I like that.
Yeah, me too. Haste makes mistakes. Oh, there goes a cat across my driveway.
Dang, you've got everything going across your driveway, don't you?
I do, yeah. I keep looking at the screen and glancing up and seeing something weird going on outside. The countertop's cute. I really appreciate the Bob Jr. dynamic. It's like a father and son, like a good family friend, like a pastor and a child type of thing.
Yeah.
I guess you can't say it's father son because Junior has a dad who's pretty kick butt dad. Not gonna lie. Junior's like the pastor. I mean, Bob is like the pastor. What's up?
Junior's the pastor.
Junior's the teacher.
Look out! Look out your window. I'm in your driveway.
Kev Messick's here! Oh my gosh, carrying his whole microphone. Yep. There was a cat chasing a boo-boo bird. Luckily, the bird got away. When I see cats trying to kill birds or anything, I always bang on the window.
Especially boo-boo birds.
Especially boo-boo birds. Boo-boo birds.
They're dying out.
They are dying out. There's only a handful left. Larry's texture is very nice there. They could have kept that.
I like it.
They could have kept that for later ones, but they didn't. Get on the job, on with the show. I'll ramp up the
These are fun
speed.
credits.
I like the little sheep illustration.
Yeah.
They are fun. Yeah, these might be the most fun. Kurt Henry. Oh, Kurt Henry
The
Heineke.
potato.
Was that the only time he was credited as Kurt Henry Heineke?
No. I remember noticing in Madame Blueberry, I believe.
Really?
In, like, writing credits.
Interesting.
Like, in the songwriting credits, yeah.
Kurt Henry Heineke. I forget his middle name is Henry. P kids. So 2 of Heineke's kids, a John Waba kid, 2 of Chris Wall's kids, I guess. Chris Wall.
Chris Wall.
But Phil never went back to Philip and Michael. Do we know Phil and Mike's full names? I forget.
Michael Lewis Naraki.
For sure.
And I want to say, Philip Roger Vischer.
I was going to say Robert or Roger.
Roger is either his middle name or
Roger's his brother.
First name.
Roger's his brother. Yeah. Maybe Phil hasn't given his full name. Maybe that's for the best.
I feel like he has. Yeah, because he said it in the same podcast where we learned Mike's full name. So it's definitely out there.
What podcast was that? The one where he...
It was on
Mike?
The Holy Post when he had Mike. Yeah.
I need to hear that again. I heard that one, but that should have stuck with me. I've heard a lot of The Holy Post. I used to listen to them all in order.
I used to listen to it a lot when it was the Phil Vischer podcast.
Yeah, I should probably go back and start from the beginning.
R.I.P. Phil Vischer podcast.
Yeah. Holy Post is good, but I really liked his original approach. I liked all the lighthearted stuff, but that's just me being bland, I guess.
Well, we've still got News of the Butt.
True. Introduced by Jimmy.
Yeah.
So what's the best song in here, aside from Father Abraham, obviously? Cute. I like the P-Fall.
Best song, right now?
Definitely.
Yeah.
I don't feel like I remember seeing the P-Fall at the end of the credits. I'm sure I've seen it, but it doesn't stand out to me as something I remembered.
Yeah.
Here he goes. Why are my headphones crackling and sizzling? Do I sound okay?
Yeah.
I guess it doesn't matter now.
Maybe they're on fire.
Possibly.
I hope so.
Burning from the inside. Well, goodbye, guys. I'm gonna burn.
Maurice, you gotta understand. From Paris to Toledo, inventions that are neato become ideas in which the world believes. Gotta hurry, gotta worry, gotta step on it and scurry.
You just skipped a step and short a cut.
Gotta get to town by noon, gotta make it fast and cheap. Gotta take a turn and shoot. Gotta venture in the alleys till my pal is turning blue. My brain is so full, it's overflowing, but I'm sweating when I should be making wow.
How?
Before my memory, then I just get past all the details.
We won't ever get it right unless it's right now. Do you think maybe we could slow down?
Of course! Attention fellow pie lovers. Please recite the motto stated clearly at the bottom of the pie chart. We vow how to measure and invent our every limit can't be true. So now, allow me to introduce to you my latest patent pending Veggie! My financial factor for this robot arm extractor.
You can't stack eggs.
I can.
You can.
I can because that's where.
Well, get ready to scream. Oh no, at my fancy telephone.
Oh, boy.
Well, I built this one so no one else is there.
I pride myself on the only wall of cube-shaped breakfast in the town.
Down. At least it doesn't smell bad.
It's a better plan than you had. We don't need to get it right because it's right
now.
They don't need to get it right unless it's right now. Hey, what do these pinwheels do?
They don't do anything, but they look awesome. Oh, my precious telefono!
Years ago, I dreamed of all inventions built inside my head. But time goes slow when patience grows. It takes less time and turns out fine. We're out to enter and invent our everything true. And now to introduce what's patent pending to you. Before our memory fails, I'll die to skip past all the details. I don't need to get it right, unless it's right. Let on right.